So why do you struggle to date a girl in Africa then? Why do you struggle?
Because I told you, it's beyond money. It's a social thing. I am gone. Why do I struggle?
I'll tell you why you struggle. The reason why you struggle is because you can't handle a black woman, fam.
I can't handle a black woman.
Fact.
Yo. Welcome to Gabz TV. What, BKCHAT Extra? We should call it BKCHAT Extra.
You can't call it that. Andy will sue you.
He'll definitely sue me.
Andy will sue you. Zoe be like, Zoe will take you to the cleaner as well. Shout out to Zoe and Andy.
Yeah, done now. Well, Gabz TV.
Come on.
Just finished the episode, mate. It was a funny one. It felt very how can I say? Different, this one.
You know what? Those episodes, I think those was the first ones. Yeah. They were the beginning. So everyone's still trying to figure each other out. Everyone's still trying to understand each other. Yeah. I was still trying to figure myself out on this kind of show. I mean, obviously trying to get your point across, you need to be a bit loud characters and all of that. You know.
It seemed like there was a lot of personal issues, but we had KingRichez and my girl fighting.
Actually,
yeah,
there was personal issues throughout though.
Was that before or just from another episode?
I describe it as Empire, Lucius Lyon, and Hakeem and the Sons. That's how it was. But let's say Andy's Lucius Lyon, and we're the kids, and it's who's taking over the Empire. So off camera, there was a lot of talks. On camera, it was talks. So by the time it's off camera and on camera, it's yeah, I'm going to get you today. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got their own little personal agendas. You know what I'm saying? And personal feelings, you know. Then there was a lot of gossip as well.
How did you keep yourself out of it? Because she did mention your name. She's like Gabz, and I'm like, eh? I think Ashley mentioned your name. She was like something Gabz. I was like, huh?
I didn't really.
I'm talking about the one that was on the far end. Not the one
Jade.
in the middle. Yeah, Jade.
What about your teeth? I heard your teeth was even better. Gabz told me your teeth was before better. Gabz said your teeth was better before, bro.
Oh yeah, when she said Riches about his teeth.
Yeah, I was like,
See this life here. This is why, you have to be careful with what you say. Not even so much how you say it. With people like Jade and Riches and that. With them lot as a whole. But what you say. All I said was, to Jade, is Riches got his teeth done. And he's really excited about his teeth. It's a big deal for him. But for me, when I looked at his teeth before, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it warranted you doing that to your teeth. So, what in actual fact, and I think even Riches came to me after this episode, Riches is like, rah, so what? What did you say about my teeth? What was going to... And I had to tell him, genuinely, I don't think your teeth was that bad. So, I don't know why you did that. In actual fact, I think your teeth before was actually slightly better than what it is. Because I don't really agree with all that. You know what? I get vibes when I get with them, see people with them teeth. You know the mask, Jim Carrey. You know the mask. And he's wearing the yellow suit. Somebody stop me.
yeah,
So,
bro, what did Gabz say?
So then what she's done is in her own personal rant, she's trying to make it seem like I've cussed Riches.
I'm happy that's cleared up.
And you know what's so funny, yeah? You know why? It's hard. Because Riches, naturally, he would have come on some, what was you saying about me? But he didn't even come at me like that. He was more like, what's going on? What was said about me then, bro? And that's purely because I ain't really wanting to start talking behind anyone's back or even insulting anyone. I ain't really good with insults. I don't really do the cussing thing. What am I going to say about you? It's not my style. So if I haven't portrayed that kind of image or persona, why she said that. So Jay just tried to throw me in it. But obviously, I just laughed off because when you ain't said something bad, you don't need to defend yourself. But more time, when you've said something bad, you slightly got to defend yourself. Bro, all I said was, I just don't understand. For me, his teeth was all right. He's like, nah, it wasn't. I'm like, but then I'm not the one that's looking in the mirror. He's looking in the mirror. But for me, I had to go and watch his show and zoom in on his teeth. So I think, he had a bit of gold in his teeth as well. Like, what the fuck was the problem? But then obviously he explained to me YouTube camera and how it looks on camera. I'm like, shit, boy. That's like, I'm doing YouTube too now. What, did I go get my teeth done?
When the money starts paying, why not?
Nah, I ain't getting my teeth done.
That's it then. Let's start force forward now. I think there was bare points that were in that thing. Obviously the topic was to do with, you know what, sometimes, I swear, it's like, I'll hear the question, but then I'll hear the conversation, and it's like, what was the question?
I swear, they never stay on topic. They never stay on topic. You know what's the biggest struggle with like people like me on the show like that? I was remember telling Lucas about it. I pay attention to the details in the question. So I try to stay with the question. I don't like to deviate too much from the question. Do you know what I'm saying? So whereas when everybody else is taking it to another place, I'm like, even by the time I bring it back to the question, I'm like, it's not really making sense. It seems like I'm being difficult. But the truth is, we're supposed to be answering the question. And the question was basically talking about why black, I think men tend to go with white women when they in the entertainment industry, I believe. Something along the lines of that.
Yeah, I think you're one of the few people that actually answered the question or gave some context to the question.
And they would start talking about like the money side of it. And I'm just like, I'm trying to explain to you that take the money away for now. The social part is the most like important part to this. Yeah. And remember also, a lot of the guys, like black guys that have gone for black girls before they've reached some form of stardom, have never experienced exotic girls. And I'm not saying black women are not exotic, but there's a big difference between the girls that you're used to that are doing that and the ones that end up doing this. And when they're doing this, they ain't always white. Sometimes they're Spanish, sometimes they're Puerto Rican, sometimes they're whatever else. And as you've climbed your economical ladder, like as you've got to your form of stardom, sometimes you want to basically taste some of the fruits that you thought were never going to be there for you. Because if all you've had was apples and pears, now they're offering you grapes and pineapples and all this other, because now the higher you get, the more variety you've got. So technically, if you hadn't got to that level, you might not have ever thought about experiencing those things. You would have just settled. So it goes back to that thing when I say to people, why settle? Don't settle. Settle up. Don't settle down. Because what you're telling yourself is that this is what you actually want, when the truth is, you ain't even explored enough to know whether this is what you want or not. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you look at the other side to it, which is not the exploring part, but the social part, which is that sometimes as you get higher up, the women that are best suited for the environments that you're in end up attracting you more than the ones that you was with. And it's unfortunate that that happens, but it does happen.
I also think people don't consider the fact that we're in England. Like,
and then yes,
I think London is a warped experience, and it's a harsh representation of the whole of the UK, because I always say majority of the black people are in London. Once you start stepping outside of London, you ain't seeing black people like that. Yeah, and that's where you hear the stories of you're the only black guy in your year. Me and you are from Newham. We didn't experience that. And it's very easy for us to go with a black woman because most of the girls we saw in our classes were black women.
But then it wasn't just easy about going with a black woman. And that's what I'm trying to explain to Dami.
I'm just saying that the environment was the reason why, like, most of us actually went with the women. We dated the girls because of the proximity, not necessarily because we were going out.
So let's look at this. Let's look at that, yeah. We went with black girls when we was younger purely based on the fact that culturally we're black. So our parents either expected us, if he was a Nigerian, to be with a Nigerian or go for a Nigerian girl. But we was brought up in a multicultural society. The Asians were supposed to be with the Asians, the blacks were supposed to be the blacks, and the whites were supposed to be the whites, as far as what the families behind us wanted. But we grew up in a multicultural society in a system that says that we are all equal. Even if we're not equal, that's what we all believed. In which case, in that classroom, you had black, white, I don't know if you call it brown, Spanish, Chinese, and you would find that there were some black boys that went out with Filipino girls. What do you want to do? It's got nothing to do with what they're talking about. It was hard for us to just see black when we've got so much cultures around us. And what we're forgetting is the fundamental thing that links us all together is the fact that we have a British culture. And that British culture has been embedded in us from the moment we stepped out to the school system to the law.
That's the glue.
And that's the glue. So if the Indian dad sees the black guy with his daughter, he's switching. He wasn't socially developed the way we was developed. He's gonna struggle to understand why she, as an Indian, would go for this white man. Wow. When we can arrange a marriage for you. Why? But we're culturally and socially developed different. So when I'm explaining to Dami, and all respects to Dami for his view, I get where he's coming from, but you need to understand the social part to this. Bro, we're not the same. I am always going to struggle with a Nigerian. Why? Because if I make certain jokes and walk a certain way and talk a certain way, they're not going to understand me. It doesn't mean I'm not capable of handling one, because respectfully, when we look at Nigerians, and we'll say Nigeria as a whole, yeah, and I can strongly say this. What do you need to be able to handle a Nigerian?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you right now. A degree, which equals status. It means that within the family, you are somebody. It means that in actual fact, you can walk into the in-law's house and the in-law will respect you. Now, depending on what that degree is, they might let you sit at the table, or they might even let you sit at the head of their table. If your degree is one kind of, I don't know, catering, well, he's trying. If your degree is a lawyer doctoring of something, or doctor of the PhD,
or even a master.
Or more, maybe the dad can remove himself from his own seat to allow you to sit. Please marry my daughter. 1, the qualification. 2, the money. If you can pay that dowry and they believe strongly that you have enough money to take care of her, they want you in that family even more because they know that you can take care of them too. Because in Nigeria, when you want to say you are a baba, it's not because of how we learn what a baba is, based on age and respect. It's based on whose pocket is heavy. When your pocket's heavy, you're winning. Now, you have the qualification, you have the money, and you have an understanding of your culture. Dude, you can handle a Nigerian woman now.
I think let's go back to the points though, because there is something that he did say.
And all of the things that I've mentioned there, I have. So why can I handle a Nigerian woman?
Yeah.
But then when we look at deeper, we look at depth, and the problem with Dami is that he doesn't have depth.
We'll circle back to that.
Cool.
Me. So let's go back to it, because I think one thing he did say before all of that was he was kind of insinuating that white girls are easier than black girls.
Women, all these women of different skin color, like white women, mixed race girls, they are more easy to please. Straight away, they're off pants. Straight away, So that's why a lot of men find it a lot more easier to go for these mixed race girls. White girls.
That's a true point. He's talking facts right now.
African black
White girls
they have
ain't
so much
easy.
Self-respect.
I think that assumption comes really out of ignorance. And I know that his ignorance almost is like protecting his culture or protecting the Europa
No, it's not
status.
protecting his culture.
But that's what it seems like it's coming across because
He's
I'm
not
like, I
protecting
would
his
never
culture.
fool myself and say that, yeah, one race
He's
is
not
more
deep
easier
enough.
than the other.
He's not deep enough to understand the protection that he's doing. What he's doing is basically trying to make you believe that his culture is flawless. That the culture is the way in. Because we've deviated from the culture, we're lost as people. That's not protecting the culture. That's you trying to say that your culture is superior to others. You're allowed to say that if that's your personal opinion. The idea that white women are easy and black women are not easy, or let's say Nigerians, however way he was describing it, is insane. Because like I said to you, if you have enough money, you can have 5 wives, legitimately, in Nigeria. 10 wives, if you want. How you handle them, that's up to you. My granddad did that. He had about 4 or 5 wives, to my knowledge. Shout outs to you, pups. R.I.P. And they was all given to him by other families because he can do what? And what's the idea provided for them? Money. Therefore, if you have the money, what are you going to do? Have the woman. Now, if Nigerian culture understand that to be the avenue to getting a wife, what do you think Nigerian men are going to do?
Make money. You have to make money. You have to make money.
And not just any kind of money. They want to make big money. Big money. So them two, they can carry. Because nobody wants to carry last.
No.
They don't want to select from, the place where it's mediocre. They want to select from the best tree. And they want to pick at least 4 from the best tree because their pocket can handle it. Power, status, money. Now, when we're looking at his perspective, if white women are easy, what you're basically saying is that if I have enough money, Nigerians are easy too. What you can argue is that money is more driven with Nigerian culture than it is, let's say, the British culture. And we can argue that in actual fact, maybe that's because the British culture, let's say white women, are more likely to want to explore sexual desires and not have the attachment. They're more relaxed than we are. That doesn't make us better than them with more morals. It just means that in this avenue, they're more relaxed than we are. Because what we can also say is that Nigerian women are much more sneaky than British women. And that's an argument that can be had. Because a lot of them marry not for love or even for the desire of that person. They marry for what they can gain. And they stay in situations they don't want to stay in because they don't want to carry last. So once again, back and forth and back and forth. If you can't, as a person, which is for Dami, see the flaws in your culture, it tells me, 1, you're ignorant, and it tells me that in actual fact, you're not deep. You have no depth. Now, do you need to add ignorance to culture? Absolutely. Do you need to be stubborn with culture? Dami. Absolutely. If you're not careful with culture in Western society, you will lose what your cultural identity is. Because if you grow up as a British Nigerian and you speak to a Nigerian, then what you're going to do is you're going to look at your values, compare it to their values and say, well, why is it when you lot do this, you do this? Why do you call everybody auntie when they're not your auntie? Because in British culture, you don't call everybody your auntie, only your actual auntie. But in our culture, what do you do, Los?
You call everyone auntie and uncle.
Auntie, uncle, big mummy, big daddy. Now, in the British culture, you do that, you say, boy, what the hell does big daddy mean? You taking the piss?
You're not my blood.
You're not my blood. In our culture, it's a sign of respect. Now, if you want to preserve Loso, what it is to be your culture and your cultural identity, you have to be stubborn. Because truthfully, they're not actually your uncle and auntie by definition. And if we go by definition, then most of the things we have as a culture should not really exist. has no real value. But the reason why culture has value is because of our stubbornness. Because even though we know what you're saying makes sense, this is our way. I learned that from my mum very young. I never understood it when I was young. And I'm sure many Nigerian kids, even Asian kids have all heard this from their mum. In this house, your name is, and we are Nigerian. Outside, I don't give a no about no in England. In this house, you are Nigerian. I could never understand when she used to do that. But I get it. You have to almost fight for your culture to still have value. Because all the books will teach you from Western society, from the British culture, is that your values as a Nigerian don't really make sense. If he could explain that to me in that way, me and you can see some depth. But all you did was basically make out to say that the Nigerian culture is the superior culture, and that's the reason why, in actual fact, women are going astray. Because we're following white British. Yo, our shit stinks just as much as white British stinks. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. You didn't explain it that way.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on what he was saying that you think that you can't handle a black woman?
And I gave you who I am.
Gabz, can I just say something, yeah?
So it don't make no sense what you're
Can I
saying.
respond to what?
Go on then. I'm
No
hearing you,
matter
bro.
what you say right now,
Tell me now. Tell me, bro.
I respect it. But I just don't believe you can handle black women. That's just why.
Okay,
I
that's
can't
fine.
handle black women. That's fine.
Right, she
All
wanted to
agreed.
say something.
You don't have to cry about it.
Cry.
Cry?
You think I cry? Well, here's the problem that you're talking about.
Obviously, I know you personally, so that sounded wild to me, but obviously, yeah.
To handle a black woman means what? As far as he's concerned. Because all the things he described, if you look at every episode that's come out so far, and the episodes to come, have enough money, she doesn't work, all the nice things that will get the girls all excited to hear. Now, if that's what you call handling a black woman, then once again, I say you have no depth. Because if you don't recognize that majority of black women in Western society and in the African society have got so much trauma, then you don't understand us as a people. And you're even black yourself. And the trauma is so dangerous that they don't even realize what it does to the mannerisms, the way we think, and the way we behave. My mum's trauma is so deep that she would want me to do everything so that no woman can useless me. Next door, mum wouldn't have that same trauma. She didn't go through what my mum went through. So what now looks like my mum is the toughest woman in the world, and you've seen my mum. An ox. In actual fact, you could argue that she's more man than woman. But what you're not seeing, in actual fact, is the deep-rooted trauma and the journey she's had to go through to get to where she is. That by the time a man comes to her, if you are not a correct man, all you're going to say is that she's too tough as a woman. But respectfully, you're not respecting the fact that, in actual fact, she's had so much trauma. Now, to handle a black woman is to what? To listen, to understand. No. It's to understand that trauma, that pain, and understand, in actual fact, how that trauma, how that pain has put her in a position where she is the way she is now today. It's not to just listen. Oh, you're too rough, or you're too tough. No. I can't handle black women. You're not deep enough, Dami, to handle black women. You're a surface level guy. And respectfully, that's cool. When we're talking about depth and understanding black women, or understanding handling black women, this goes way beyond money, my boy. The money in itself for black women is a trauma. What they're told to go and do, how they're told to go and get it, what they're forced to face. Women in itself, as far as society is concerned, are always getting the short straw when it comes to the best jobs. Now you add the black woman factor into it. What are you getting from that? Already you're at a disadvantage because you're a woman. Now you're black, you're also at a lower disadvantage. And then you're fighting to get to where you need to get to. Fighting to get to where you need to get to. Fighting to get to where you need to get to. Everyone is coming at you. The world is on your neck. Your dad is even training you to be more masculine than feminine because your dad recognizes the challenges as a woman, black woman, you're going to face in this society, in this world. By the time a man comes, all you've said is, yeah, she's too rough, she's too tough, she's too this. You truly haven't understood this trauma. And you want to tell me about handling black women? Oh my God. Come on. I gave you a piece. I could go harder, I could go more, but we ain't got enough time. I gave you a piece, Dami. You think that, do you think that the other Dami could explain that? Los? You're a surface level guy, my guy. Respectfully. And it's cool. But don't come to me with that. Come on.
I guess the next part that was talked about was, well, what you were explaining about class. I think it went over a lot of people's head.
For example, we're doing what we're doing now. As far as I'm concerned, you look absolutely amazing right now. As I grow in my career, and this is the way you like to dress, boom, 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 sometimes I might be amongst people that dress very, very down, and that's not your style. I'll be a bit, unless I'm a very confident black person, wear what you want. But really and truly, we're getting to this place. You need to change. If you turn around and tell me, why am I changing? Because of this.
And you don't understand as well.
And you don't understand? Yeah. That's when the problems start.
I don't think he's wrong. Yeah.
But
what he's saying is
sometimes
right.
this is what happens. And it's not always the black guy trying to find a white woman. It's that you just don't fit what's going on at that time because you don't want to adjust sometimes. And I know that because my mum personally cannot go with a certain type of man. No matter how much money she's got or how much money, she won't because she's proper Nige. As far as she's concerned, she's wearing that sutana inside the fucking meeting.
And I think people don't understand that. It's very different from, going to certain spots where you just see people that are in the same proximity. But when you do climb up them ladders, obviously, like, the environment changes.
But again, respectfully, you see less of them people as you go higher up, which is your own people. Yeah. But you see more of the people that you need to be somewhat like in those industries. Because the people that you grew up with are not going to be socially accepted in the places that you're going to. But you will have your demographic of black people within those areas who you can tell are completely different. What you'd call them, well, not you, but generally people, you call them an Uncle Tom. Kiss us. But the truth is, what they understand is that they're in the British society. They're in a Western society. And therefore, they have to adjust. And they can't carry your cultural values in an industry that doesn't respect those cultural values. You're fighting for black rights, but in order for you to fight for black rights within those industries, you have to conform first.
Yeah, you have to have a seat at the
because
table.
there is British rights. There's British values. So when you take, let's say, Ashley, for example, she said that she didn't start school until she was 15 or 11 years old. Is it 11 years old?
11.
She didn't speak
She
no
came to
English.
this country at
She
11.
came to this country at 11 years old. And that's wonderful. And you know what? If you listen to the way she speaks, does that person sound like she can't manage in corporate society? She doesn't speak that she's from Zimbabwe. She doesn't act or move in any form of what... I get no African vibes from her, apart from the physical form, because she's all packed up in that. But the day that Leah pushed her face, Zimbabwe came out then, and she could have done some serious damage to Leah. There's the prissy kind of no, but I don't believe, and I didn't see it then. You know what I saw? Are you ready for it, Los? You ready for it, Los?
Yeah.
What I saw? I'm an African warrior. Rolling with my stick in my hand. I'm an African warrior.
You're too dumb. I didn't even expect that.
And I can almost guarantee if the professionals that she's associated with or around saw her in that manner, they would begin to see that in actual fact, the same person you're talking about has many different sides to her. If you actually have the ability to walk into those rooms and be the person that you present yourself to be, talk, walk, and approach and be the way you are, please don't think that every single female has been able to make that adjustment. There's some women, unfortunately, from the black community that just can't bring themselves mentally to adjust completely to British norms within that entertainment industry. Sexy Red. For however great she is, you think that girl can go into proper meetings and have conversation? But luckily for her, like I said in the thing, if she is the Messi, she will have someone who will represent her. And often the person that's representing her, whether it be black or white, understands how to talk to that particular group of people within that industry. And often that talk is not, eat my pussy out, nah, that, I'm gonna do this, that, no one do me that. Whoa, contract is over. Whoa. Slyly, you can't even come to the meeting. Because if I ask you to put certain things on, you're gonna be like, no, you're gonna take me the way I am. Red, the nails are up to here, the hair. Shanae. Whoa. We trying to get the bag. These people don't operate like this. I know how to, and it's not a white person that's able to do it. It's if you understand that industry. A lot of people don't want to adapt. So as much as Ashley has a point about herself, what is dangerous that Ashley did in that conversation, I believe personally, is make herself believe that she is everyone. Everyone has an opportunity to do things, yes, but not everybody has the capabilities of doing it. I gave personal example. My mum won't change. Dami, she won't. Even if she tries, it's still a struggle. She's loud, she's excessive, she's aggressive, she's funny, she's inappropriate. She won't change. What's sad for me personally, let's say towards my mum, is that I was embarrassed because of my British westernized mentality. Because for me, mum, what are you doing? I almost forgot that I'm Nigerian. And now I'm not saying that all Nigerians don't wear shoes and do so this. I'm not saying that. But the kind of Nigerian that we are, we're a bit, raz. We're not upper class Nigerians. Their one is a bit different. We eat pounded jam with our hands. They would probably maybe knife and fork and spoon. And what I should have done, which I didn't do when I was younger, and of course, because I didn't understand, remember, I'm still socially developing. Emotionally developing. I should have been like, yeah, mum, you do what you're doing. Wear it. I should have inspired more confidence in her to do that, rather than making her feel like she's doing something wrong. Because she's only being herself. And what I told her, without telling her, is that being herself is not good. Being herself is not acceptable. Now, when I think about some of the men that then go and pick up, let's say, white women, if you want to call it white women or whatever, I can understand where your mindset is coming from. What I would like to hope, and what I would hope that you do, if you're hearing this, is understand that your roots are your roots. So when my mum steps out now, and she's loud or inappropriate, or she does anything out of the ordinary, I smile at her. I tell her, carry on going. Be you. You want to dance and nobody's dancing? Go dance. And you know what's going to happen? You got a gorilla behind you, mum. And that gorilla is me. Be who you want to be. And I want to believe that I inspire confidence in her to be who she wants to be. So even if you turn around and you told her she looks silly for that, so long as you look at me, what's your problem? Any problem? Right, mum? Go and enjoy yourself. But nobody tells you these things. Unfortunately, what you took was, oh, well, you have to be like this. Oh, mum, you can't be around. Oh, no. Oh, so then you would have certain meetings or certain gatherings. Maybe it's a black tie event and you won't bring your mum because maybe she's going to come in at Ankara. And that doesn't suit the event. But rather than you put your suit and have your Ankara colours in your suit, you just do black tie. It's almost like you wanna run away from your cultural identity. Now, if you are a person that respects both cultures, which is what I believe I respect, both British and both Nigerian, you accept me for the fact that I'm both. And I respect the fact that in the British culture, this is stupid, and I respect that in the Nigerian culture, that is stupid. But guess what? I'm not calling it stupid. I just respect the opposite views. I can't be one or the other because I am both. So, when we're looking at this thing properly, Ashley's got a fair point. She can. You. But when you speak of the I, don't think that I is the same as everybody else. Because yes, we might all be able to adjust, but it doesn't mean we're all capable of maintaining that adjustment. Now, for however way you adjusted, that day when you showed me you are an African warrior, all the decorum that comes with Ashley went out the window. In fact, I was even in shock. She looked like she's done this before.
I think we'll leave it there, man.
So
good episode.
Yeah.
Make sure you check out BKCHAT.
So don't be too pressed about it. Like I said, I don't insult any one of them.
Yeah.
I like to understand and I like to, analyze.
I think one thing,
data.
One thing I want you to elaborate on is the whole thing what you were saying about being proud about who you are. I think we should leave people with that. I think that will go a long way. I think that will change how people view.
I wasn't proud about who I was.
Mm.
I don't speak like I'm a saint. This is all from experience and studying and understanding and deep reflection. I wasn't proud of who I was. I didn't want to be black at one point. I didn't want to be African. At one point, I wanted to be Caribbean. Yeah, I did. I wanted cameos and everything. I wanted to wear yellow and red and wear Clarks. I felt like being African was a chore. I don't want to do this shit. I was embarrassed to a degree. I was embarrassed about a number of different little things until I began to understand this is who I am. And there's nothing wrong with who I am. And to expect everybody to like who I am is insane on me. Because you're not supposed to. I can't appeal to everyone. As proven, I could say the nicest things and someone's going to twist it and say something that I've said something bad or wicked. When you understand, and it goes back to the last episode, who you are, deep-rooted who you are, whoever comes under your umbrella will feel that confidence. They will feel that energy. And you know what? They'll feel it so much so that they know no matter what happens and whatever anybody thinks, when I look at that man, proper man, a man, whatever you say doesn't bother me. I'm good. Under his umbrella, you can't touch me. You can't even see me. So insult my clothes. Insult the way I look. My man likes it. And he loves me for it. And guess what? That same man will come and ask, any problem?
You're talking about my wife?
Are you talking about any problem? Are we? Okay, yeah? Thank you. Go. Because to be a man in the man form that I'm talking is to inspire that confidence. Do you get what I'm saying, Los? And I understood that from even ends. You inspire confidence by who you are. And if who I am is a protector, it means that when you roll with me, you should feel safe. Now, I'm not saying that bad things can't happen if you roll with me, but if I inspire that confidence, it's my aura that I'm giving you. It's who I am. Now, when bad things happen, how we deal with those things, that's the part you need to trust. Because no one's saying that it's always going to be blessed. But know that even when it's not blessed, you can run back under this umbrella. Come and chat to me, and everything's going to be blessed. There's a plan. I inspire that confidence. For you as a man to not inspire that confidence, to me personally, means that you're not a man in the man form that I'm talking. So, my mum, to my wife, whoever, we're good. We're good. And I'm going to carry on progressing. I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing, and we're doing what we're doing. And you're going to walk in there and talk. And you know what? If I adjust, because I've been trained to adjust, my son will not be adjusting. When he walks in, he doesn't walk in with pack names. Scabs, General Gabz, Gucci Gabz, all the aliases that often give you a different identity for you to have a boost. When he walks in there, my name is so-and-so, so-and-so. Because you don't need to adjust. I've done that part already. You don't need to kiss ass. I've done that part already. What you need to do is take this to the next level. And I can only inspire that by my personal growth and where I'm going in my life. So that he can see my world. And my world is bigger than a block. It's bigger than work. My network is bigger than what you think. And you will see that. And that will inspire confidence. And what happens from that is that the family name grows. And when the family name grows, it means that we are respected. So we can walk into that meeting with a tracksuit and still have the same respect as you in a suit.
And that's it. I'll leave it on that one, boy.
Yeah. So that was a good episode, though. Yeah. Dami, you tried to draw me out. We're going to set up a boxing ring. I'm 35, you arsehole. I will knock you.
Misfits Boxing. Hit us up, man. Let's make it happen.
Ashley's dangerous as well. You saw what she was doing towards the end. She was just trying to draw me out. Yeah. Trying to pick on me. And Jay too. They were all trying to bully me that episode.
It is what it is.
Nah, it's cool. It's all love. They're lovely people, man. They're lovely guys.
Gabz TV.
Come on.
We're out.
Come on.
Cool.
Come on.